Well, I mean, obviously, I think the score indicates that we've got a little work to do on offense, and we have to come out and find our identity and who we really are. I think we've proven the last 2 weeks that we can run the football, but you can't just run the football and hand it off every time. You have to be able to throw it and execute plays and execute the passing game. And so we have to come out and do a better job of that. I thought our defense showed signs of improvement in a lot of areas, and from week 1 to week 2. And I think, you saw our secondary play the deep ball a lot, better than it had, and we've got to continue to improve in that area. But, with that being said, Western's a good football team, so kudos to them. And we'll move on and get ready for our SCS slate, and looking forward to being at home at Roy Kidd Stadium next week. With that, I'll open it up for any questions.
Penalties. They came at some of the worst times, either on offense or defense.
All right. It's just like the two that just stands out to me are coming out of halftime. We get the one on the kickoff return, which was a stupid penalty, and then the official, when the receiver turns and looks at the official and he gets the nod, he assumes he's off the ball and the tight end's legal. They decided to call it once we got the first down. So, that hurt us because, I think it was still 17-0 on that one, and we were pinned back, and so we were starting to convert and come out, and, it doesn't give you a chance. Obviously, when we get down to the goal line there and miss the field goal, it was not good football.
You had converted, I think, 3 fourth downs on that drive. Why kick the ball instead of you were at the 2-inch line?
Mm-hmm.
They had on the board the 2-yard line, and I didn't know if that was a confusion or not.
It could have been for them. I don't know. My thought process was we had 3 run plays right in a row and didn't get in, and we were on the 2-yard line from the beginning, went to the 1, and then went back. And so my thought process was we just spent 15 minutes on that drive. They didn't get the ball until 5 minutes to go in the third quarter, and we're down 3 scores. So let's go ahead and get our 3 right there. If we, got our 3 right there, we get to stop and then come back and not get the penalty and convert and keep going, then we can come back and make this thing a ball game. And so that was my thought process. Obviously, hindsight 20/20, I would have liked to gone for it again. But then, if we wouldn't have got it, then why didn't you kick the field goal? So it is a decision I decided to make, and we've got to execute that. That's a 1-yard field goal. I know it's more than 1 yard, but you know what I mean. And so we got to execute that.
You talked about some of that offensive balance stuff. Obviously, you can do running the ball, but you also mixed in Cam a bit more quarterback today. He's obviously more of a mobile presence than Matt is. So do you think you kind of unlocked anything there? Or I guess how do you kind of assess what you want to give a quarterback going forward?
Well, we knew with Cam's ability that he had that ability to do those things. He can run. He's got great speed, and he's a decent-sized guy. So we felt like we could use him in some different things to keep our offense going. And, we didn't just want to put him in there with Matt all the time because that kind of lets the defense know what's going on sometimes. And so we wanted to do it some. And it just, there were some great moments he had, and there were some moments that, weren't so great. And so we got to continue to develop. Matt's our quarterback right now. That's who we're going with. We've got to get in rhythm throwing the football. We've been spoiled around here for a long time with Parker McKinney, and it's nothing against Matt or Cam. I don't mean it to sound like that. We have to get all on the same page and, block. Run the routes at the right depths, run the routes to get open, run the routes to do things. We got to read the route, the coverage, and get the ball where it needs to be. So, those are things that as time goes, you grow. We have to grow in a hurry now because we're into our conference slate on Saturday. So we've got to get ready to go.
Yeah, I was about to say, just like obviously you have to work through all those things, timing, communication, doing it against 2 FBS opponents, and then straight into a UAC game.
Right.
There's not a lot of time to ramp up in that regard. So I guess how do you kind of adjust like that on the fly, especially the way the first 2 weeks ago?
We'll just continue to work and figure out what Matt does best. and continue to practice that. And we have to get those quality reps in practice. And then, eventually we have to go out and make plays. And then that's the fun part of football. And so, I think that we are talented. I think we have some guys that can make some plays. We just have to continue to put them in the situations to make them, and they have to make them when they come to them. We had several drops early on that cost us. And, we can't drop the football either.
You mentioned the timing on the passing, that first drive, every pass was behind the receiver. Was it, and then you put Cam in just as the threat?
Right.
You saw that early in the third. Was it the game plan to play both, or did you just think, hey, we need to change up right
No, it was a game plan to play both. It was. Like I said, Matt's our starter, and it was a game plan because Cam is electric with the football in his hand, and we wanted to take advantage of that because we knew their defense, which they did. They went to a different type of defense when Cam came in the game, and we were able to take advantage of that at some points.
Was Western's offense, did they find something on Mississippi State in terms of the reverse? Because they tried like 6 times to come back around. Did they see you guys over pursue or something?
Well, I think when you're I think our defense plays hard. And so when you pursue the football, naturally you want to reverse and try to keep people that are getting a little nosy. And, for the most part, we played them very well. And, to me, if a reverse doesn't gain a major yardage, people are not running reverses to get 5, 6, 7, 10 yards. They're running reverses to get big hits. And so, like Mississippi State did. And so I thought our guys, without looking at the film, I thought our guys played them pretty well.
Looking at the ground game, obviously, Brayton picked off, I think, a 42-yard run
Mhm.
on that long drive. Joshua goes over, I think, 85, 86 yards again today.
Yeah.
So I know scoring 7 points through 2 weeks probably isn't ideal, but can you identify and look at the run game as something that has been a positive through the first 2 weeks, and it's something you guys can kind of hang your hats on?
Yeah, no question. I think our offensive line's making targets and doing probably as best as they've done around here for a while in running the football. We struggled with the pressure a little bit tonight, and when we did pick it up, we struggled to get rid of the ball and get it to where it needs to go. So our pass game has to come around. It has to, because you can't just turn around and hand it off all the time. But I think offensively, we understand how we can run the football. Now we have to create off of that.